And joining us now, a key member of the January 6th House Select Committee, Democratic Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us. I want to remind our viewers what you told CNN yesterday about the Trump family profiting off these election lies. Watch this. Listen to this.
You were just asked, I think by Manu Raju, if the committee has found evidence that Trump and his family, quote, personally benefited from donations. And you said, yes. That's a serious allegation. Do you have more details? Is that a crime?
I don't know. We're a legislative committee, so that's for somebody else to decide. But for example, we know that Guilfoyle was paid for the introduction she gave at the speech. I mean, on January 6th, she received compensation for that.
But is that a crime?
I'm not saying it's a crime, but I think it's a grift.
CNN has since learned, Congresswoman, it was Turning Point USA, a separate conservative pro-Trump organization, that actually paid Kimberly Guilfoyle. Right. Did you mischaracterize that payment?
Oh, I don't think so. It's a part and parcel of the Trump campaign. As a matter of fact, the major donor to that was a woman who took the Fifth Amendment when she was interviewed by us, who specifically excluded speakers' fees from her donation. And obviously that was done in contravention to that caveat. But the question is, are Trump individuals benefiting from this whole enterprise of raising money around the so-called Stop the Steal? And the answer is yes. I'm working with the committee staff, the accountants and financial lawyers. We're going to put out some additional information, and people just can look at what we have and reach their own conclusions. We hope to have that out in the next couple of days.
All right, we'll look forward to seeing all that information. Your committee chairman, Benny Thompson, said last night that the committee will not make any criminal referrals to the U.S. Justice Department. Did he speak too soon in ruling that out?
Well, in talking to Benny, I think I don't want to speak for him, but I think his comment was misconstrued, I think, here's the fact. The committee has not yet had a discussion about anything relative to criminal referrals. As a matter of fact, there are no such things as criminal referrals. There's no process in statute. We haven't had a discussion about whether we'll send a letter to the Department of Justice or not, because that's basically what the discussion is about. But it's premature. We're certainly going to finish our hearings before we have that discussion. And I personally believe that in the end, we will end up sending all of the information that we have to the public and to the Department of Justice, all the evidence, which is really the main point. Now, the committee has views. Each one of us does. American citizens have views about what they've seen. But in the end, only the Department of Justice can decide whether or not to prosecute.
They can prosecute with or without formal criminal referrals from your committee. On another sensitive issue, Congresswoman, D.C. Capitol Police now say, and I'm quoting now, there is no evidence that Republican Congressman Barry Loudermilk led a reconnaissance tour with Trump supporters just ahead of the January 6th insurrection. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was quite surprised by that. And I'll tell you, we will have some information. The committee will be releasing some information on that point, very soon, maybe later today or tomorrow.
So do you believe he did lead some sort of reconnaissance tour for potential rioters the day before?
We have video evidence that caused us to send a letter. We didn't make any accusations. We said we wanted to ask him some questions, and he's refused to talk to the committee. I don't understand why. And when you see the pictures that we will release, you'll understand why we wanted to talk to him.
Representative Zoe Lofgren, thanks so much for joining us.
You bet.